I started with Lilburn PD in 2007. I worked on the road in Uniform Patrol Division, answering calls for service. And I always knew that I wanted to kind of point my career in the direction of being an investigator. So I did everything I could on the road to kind of give me the tools and resources to one day become an investigator. And so after a number of years on the road, I was given the opportunity to move into our criminal investigation division and work as an investigator. And after several years of working our criminal investigation division, I was given the opportunity to go to Gwinnett Metro Task Force. And Gwinnett Metro Task Force is a multi-jurisdictional drug task force here in Gwinnett County that's mainly charged with combating drug problems in municipal areas of the county. I would say that's probably the time of my career where I gained the most knowledge and the most experience if I had to choose one part of my career. After about 3 years on the task force, I was given the opportunity to be promoted to sergeant back in our Uniform Patrol Division, and worked with a really good group of officers, very professional, very dedicated officers who were very focused on really making a difference in the Lilburn community. After several years of working back on the road as a sergeant, I was given the opportunity to head up our training unit. As a training unit commander, I was also in charge of our Special Operations Division. Later in my career as the training unit sergeant, I was also over the evidence unit. It was already a good unit, but I was able to kind of revamp it with the help of some really good people, and we're pretty proud of what it is today. After about 6 years of being the training unit sergeant, I was promoted to lieutenant. I went back to the road as the Uniform Patrol Lieutenant, and that was a really neat experience for me because I started on the road, and it kind of came full circle to being in charge of the Uniform Patrol Division. And so after about a year and a half of working there, I was given the opportunity to command a new unit, the Administrative Division, which is the training unit again, our evidence unit, our records, our courts, and our court security. And so that's where I am today. When you've been there as long as I have, 17 years, over the course of that 17 years, you go through a lot of different experiences with the people who you work with. And several of the people at Lilburn PD are people who've been there 17 years and longer. And so we've all kind of shared those experiences over a really long period of time. We've proven ourselves to each other, and we know we can count on each other. We count on each other with our lives. And we know we can trust each other on any call that we go on. And that's really the value of working at Lilburn PD over a long period of time with a lot of the same officers who've kind of grown up with you in law enforcement. To me, the overall best thing about working for the city of Lilburn as a whole is the relationships between the different departments. We understand each other's needs, and because the police department has a good relationship with the rest of the city, that has allowed us to get the funding that we need, to get the equipment that we need, the salary adjustments that we need. It allows us to, as a police department, get everything that we need to be the best department we possibly can be, especially for being a small department. Life outside of work is completely centered around family life. I have a wife and a son. My son's just getting into middle school, just graduated elementary school. And so, he plays sports, and that's our life on the weekends and at night. Lacrosse, baseball. When we're not doing that, we're usually fishing or visiting family. We like to lake fish, but we don't get to do it as often, but we really like to ocean fish. And there's a particular pier that we like to go to in Myrtle Beach every year. Been going there for the past 10 years. And he caught a hammerhead off that pier one time. And that was a really cool experience. It's also where he caught his first fish ever. We've been kind of going back there ever since. I would say the best fishing experience was when my son caught his first fish. The coolest experience when he caught that hammerhead.